Blood for the blood gods, calls for the throne of corn. Forces of chaos fill me with power. All right, guys, it is time for another chaos workout. Today was glute and hamstring day, which is really deadlift day. So I started off with stiff bar deadlifts. I skipped putting the warm up in here. We have plenty of footage. I got two pretty good reps, and then I failed just about the knee or above. My grip gave out using the stiff bar, which means we need to continue to hammer grip work, because that might look like it was moving good, but the grip was giving out and my hands were hurting. Now, it was also really cold still out here, barely above freezing, and I just don't care. So I decided, let's do some double overhand deadlifts afterwards. Let's keep pushing kind of where we see the weak link coming out. So, man, 365 was hard. I haven't done any double overhand deadlifts in a while, and this let me know right here, yep, this will help me with that deadlift weak link. Now, something else I want to point out as I'm doing the other stuff, I always get people who say stuff like, why don't you just pull with straps? This is how people get hurt. When you start pulling heavier than your grip allows for, this is actually, in my opinion, one of the reasons people do get hurt on deadlifts, right? And in bad form with the straps and stuff. So I'm going to just keep doing more grip work, but we're going to push all the stuff that got my deadlift up into the 600s before, while still keeping my upper body training really completely bodybuilder, right? Other than a little bit of heavy benching. So what we did here, obviously I want the double overhand deadlifts just for the grip training. Then we did some speed pulls. Now I'm not doing high volumes of speed work here. 3 sets at the moment is fine. Just chase compensatory acceleration. I think a lot of it because I am fatigued from doing max work first. I don't think I need to do just tons of volume. Now those chains are really not set up appropriately. I didn't even realize it till after I recorded it. I thought they would seem fine, and I just pulled them, and it felt good, but I need to tune the chains a little bit if I'm going to do some speed pulls, and that's okay because they're coming completely off the floor. That is not what you want. But again, at least we're getting acceleration, and at least they're right up to about the point where I missed that deadlift. So I did a quick 3x3 with 70 pounds of chains. And again, the idea here, explosive speed, power, power, power. And we don't really need more than about 2 or 3 reps. So what do we mean by what we do to build the deadlift? We're going to do all the posterior chain work. We're going to get crazy strong on good mornings. Do speed pulls, box squats, right? I plan to, while being the leaner, trimmer, more jacked Blaha now, I'm going to get my deadlift back up into the 600s. Right? We're going to get that squat up into the 500s. So here's my goal. This year, while being the lighter and leaner, and I'm going to keep tightening the waistline up more, build the arms up. I'm going to add at least an inch to my arms. But let's set some goal lifts. I want to pull 625 this year. I want to back squat 550. Okay? Those are goals. Let's set that. It's first couple weeks of the new year. Let's set those goals. How about that good morning? Let's good morning 500. It's incline 315. Let's flat bench 375. I did, at a heavier body weight, I got 365 for a 2-second pause. Right? Let's try to beat that. Let's try to get 375 this year. Okay? While being leaner than I am now. Let's get a hair leaner while we do it. All right, good mornings. I ramped up 5 rep sets until they got real heavy. So I did like 275, 315. That was 315. For those unaware where the plate math is, that's an 85-pound bar. So if you're not grasping the plate math. Then we got up to 335. This is a nice challenging set. It's like, okay, here we are. Now we're there. This is some good work. And I felt this one. I felt the hamstrings on the end. The last couple of reps of this, they started just cramping. It's like, there we go. That's what I was looking for, right? That's what we want. So what are we going to do? We're going to push good mornings. So my posterior chain work, really, obviously I'm going to do pulls and speed pulls and probably some deficit pulls. And I might even do some pulls against bands later. I got to reattach those couple of band pegs on the front. We'll do all these things. But then we're going to then build it all up. We're going to do glute ham raises. We're going to do reverse hypers. I'm in the GHR. I'm going to go back to this version. This is a harder version to where I come all the way down, right? Get a good stretch on the hamstring. Again, this lights my hamstrings up. So, and there's a point where I go, you know what, I pulled 635 before in my 40s. I don't give a single crap what anyone thinks about the way I perform any of these lifts I use to build my deadlift. I've got big legs, big hamstrings, big glutes, and I have an elite deadlift. There'll be a point where I just don't care. I always get people, they don't like how I do certain lifts. And nobody asks you. You guys deadlift 500 pounds, you have no business telling another man how to train their posterior chain. All right? Full stop. So, just stop. You clearly don't have results, guys. So, let's get over and let's do this. This is the type of, I feel the stretch in my hamstrings. This is an extremely hamstring dominant version here. This makes my hamstrings cramp if I'm not extremely careful. So it works. 3 sets. The third set was to failure. I couldn't get to 10. I failed around rep 6 or 7. I got 10 on the first 2. But again, just simply running out of steam. My hamstrings were shot. Right? Hamstrings are shot. So it's going to be the name of the game. We do need to build the posterior chain more. We need to build the grip more. The deadlift will be back up into the 6s. Also, keeping in mind, any muscle I can add to the lower body lets me burn through more calories. It's going to make getting leaner even easier and easier. But now that I'm eating carbs again, I have a feeling we're going to see some of the strength start trickling up. We're going to see the strength trickling up. And the beauty of it is I'm going to do it without gaining any fat. Okay, we're not going to do any of the bulking like before. There's no need. Purely lean gains, hopefully recomp gains a little bit. So the idea here while doing all that is to actually get a little leaner. And then if I need to do a little quick cut as we get closer to summer, I may do that again. So I'm going to try to recomposition and all lean gains with minor recomp. It's going to be the name of the game. Continue to get the waist tighter. But we saw this stuff like with the footage. My waist is significantly tighter than a year ago. The skin's significantly tighter. So there's no reason we can't, I think, continue to do that. Just keep diet dialed in, keep training fasted. I feel like the fasted training probably did more than anything for me there. And I have people who try to tell me that, and I said, oh, that's BS, it's not going to work. They're like, no, dude, I swear to God, fasted stuff will tighten your skin. And it's like, But now that I'm looking at it, I think it actually has a little bit. But we have to lose the fat in that area still. So get leaner, get tighter, get bigger, get stronger. Obviously, arms need to come up the most. But it doesn't mean we neglect this other stuff. You know, people get this ridiculous idea. You know, if you need your arms to grow, train your arms harder. You don't skip your hamstrings and glutes or your quads because of it. That's sheer stupidity, by the way, guys, when people come up with nonsense like that. That is why people are weak. No, you don't neglect or stop training things. You just put extra work into the areas that need it. You don't cut work back in other areas. Okay? We have enough recovery somewhere to specialize in one thing usually to put a little extra work in, and that's the thing you pick. But you don't start reducing other stuff. No, we get big. We get that deadlift back up. Get my hamstrings and glutes bigger again. Get my grip bigger. Get my grip stronger. That's how we do it. So did 3 sets of 25 with the reverse hyper. So after the other stuff, I'm like, I wanted really high reps on these because I'm going heavy on the other stuff. I want to get all these different training modalities. Right, just like we do with triceps, right? I do all that pressing and then tricep stuff, but then we do the really higher rep band stuff at the end, right? So it's the same idea here with a functional prehab type movement like this that puts it back in traction. It also helps you recover from doing all those good mornings. Good mornings can be a little tough on the back. When you go heavy, this is a fix for that. Helps you recover from it. So it's beautiful. And then I did a set of hanging leg raises to finish the workout. And overall, super happy with today's workout. Went flawless, went exactly kind of what I expected. So happy with it. So I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.